hold the phone. There was actually going to be legitimately a sequel to Never Say Never Again. Never Say Never Again was a film that I discovered on television one night watching it, I think with many other Bond films. They used to be on like every Wednesday night. My mum, who was watching it with me and my other brother, told us that it was like a remake of one of the other Bond films. She didn't know which one it was, but it was just another Sean Connery James Bond film. And you know what? It's always been alright with me. I've never said it's like a brilliant film, certainly compared to the actual official Bond films, but I have sort of enjoyed it over the years. You know, one of the highlights for me in the film is the game of domination between Bond and Largo. I really do enjoy that. The way Never Say Never Again came about was, if those of you who don't know, Ian Fleming worked with Kevin McClory and screenwriter Jack Whittingham to create a Bond film, an underwater Bond adventure. A lot of ideas were tossed about. This was the novel, by the way, that introduced Spectre to the whole ethos of James Bond, but inevitably nothing came of it. And Ian Fleming, and I'll say it right here everyone, stupidly took that material which he didn't have full credit over and made the novel fundable. A lot of lawsuits ensued and Kevin McClory was given the screen rights to make fundable. Albert R. Broccoli and Harry Saltzman, when the Bond series was finally getting up and running, had to have a choice after Goldfinger. Do we make a deal with someone else to try and make Casino Royale, or do we work with Kevin McClory to make fundable? They chose to make Fundable. The result of that was Kevin McClory was made the official sole producer of Fundable, and Cubby Broccoli and Harry Saltzman were made the executive producers. The film went on to be one of the biggest successes in the whole Bond series, so yes, fair enough, I think they made the right deal at the time. There was a clause in the contract though. Kevin McClory had the rights to remake Fundable after a set period of time, and of course, that's what he did. The rights were there on the wall, everyone. Throughout Kevin McClory's whole life, he always wanted to be the one to make Bond films. He wanted to make his own rival Bond series, compete with Eon. He wanted at times to gain the rights and control over all the films that had been made previous. He lived and breathed Bond. He felt Bond belonged to him. But alas, as we know, it never really happened, and he never got any more further than doing his own remake of Fundable. But what if he did? Some new details have finally come out about this potential Never Say Never Again sequel, and I wanted to chat with you and discuss them here, as well as talking about what if Kevin McClory did actually have his own rival Bond franchise, how it would have turned out. But before getting into that, everyone, as always, can I ask, please, if you haven't already, do give us a like, comment and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so if you can hit that subscribe button down below, it would mean a real lot to us. But without any ado, let's go into talk about this potential sequel to Never Say Never Again. So everyone, to start off, we actually know the title of this potential Never Say Never Again sequel, and it's one the official series ended up using. Yes, the official title that Kevin McClory wanted to use for his Never Say Never Again sequel was Spectre. Now, for those of you who may be new to this channel, let me just give you my quick thoughts on the actual film Spectre. It started an idea in my head about what a film can be sometimes great and sometimes bad. Spectre became that perfect analogy of it, where when it's good, it's literally highest of highs. When it's bad, it's lowest of lows. And that's what Spectre is to me just in general. Sometimes it has some of the best moments in the whole Bond franchise, and it also has some of the worst. But carrying on from this, we do know as well that Max von Sydow was cast as Blofeld in Never Say Never Again, with the intention of carrying on down in further films. So I think it's fair to say that it probably would have had Max von Sydow still continue his role as Ernst Stavro Blofeld in this potential series. I think another obvious thing to talk about when it comes to this potential Never Say Never Again sequel is it wouldn't have had Sean Connery. Sean Connery came back for the one. We all know that as Bond fans. He definitely would have not done a sequel to Never Say Never Again. So Kevin McClory would have also been in the situation where he'd have to find a whole new Bond for his potential films down the line. Now, I have no idea who he would have cast, and I've been trying to come up with some names for a while, but honestly, it's just, you know, a random guess of who it might be, so I don't think it's fair to really discuss that. But what I do think about what he might have done after Spectre is actually also adapt Casino Royale. Again, we Bond fans, we know Casino Royale's the rights to that going through different people for many years. It wasn't until in the early noughties where Eon finally got the rights back. So let's just imagine this for a second. Never Say Never Again, a sequel film called Spectre, and potentially Kevin McClory already getting the rights to and doing as well Casino Royale. What sort of universe could have been when we could have had that? If Kevin McClory had the rights as well to do Casino Royale with his rights fundable and the ability to make up stories based around the bad doings of Spectre, I think he could have had a potential series on his hand, but would it have rivaled the Bond series? 100% no. I don't think for a second that Kevin McClory's own James Bond franchise could have rivaled the official Bond franchise in any way. One of the great things about the Eon films, it's not just like the main actor or the producer, it's the, if you will, Eon family that come together to make these films. It has its certain standard and class, which if you just look at Never Say Never Again, it just doesn't have the same polish, the same panache, the same style and elegance, no matter what actor you put in or whatever you do. You would have had a Bond franchise without gun barrels, without the famous Bond music. It just would have not felt right for us Bond fans. Now, for the general public, I think they would find it quite interesting. I can't help but feel that the parallels between Marvel and DC could have been implied to the McClory films versus the Eon films. You can sort of get what I mean, even though they are adapting the same material, it's equivalent to, like, say, Disney doing Iron Man and Warner Discovery doing Iron Man and doing their different interpretations. It could actually be, from one sense, quite an interesting thing to see. But overall, I'm actually quite happy that Kevin McClory didn't carry on making Bond films. Now, it didn't try and stop him, as we know, try to do feature ones down the line, but it never got off the ground, and the Bond films quite rightly stayed with the Eon, who make just amazing Bond films, and like us all right now, I can't wait for Bond 26, and neither can you. But I want to ask you all this question. What do you think Kevin McClory's Bond series would have looked like? Do you think, like me, he would have done a sequel called Spectre as he planned? Maybe he got the rights to Casino Royale as well, start off his own little Bond trilogy and grow from there? I want to know what you think about the potential this could have happened. Comment down below and tell me what you think. As always, my name's Henry Stevens and I'm the Bond Geek. Goodbye.